I used to make voiceover vlogs all the time, but then I think I stopped making them because whenever I did, I'd feel a little bit like disconnected from the audience. Like when I set up my camera like this and I'm just chatting with you guys, it feels like I'm having a genuine conversation, versus when I would do voiceover vlogs, it felt too produced or something like that. So I stopped making them, but I do like the end results. I feel like it gives you a lot of creative freedom to play around with like the camera and I don't know. So I thought I would start this video off with chit chat to show that I really am just sitting here and chatting without a script and hanging out, but I'll roll clips over top, so it's like a combination of a chit chat and a voiceover vlog. The other day I went book shopping because I finally run out of things to read again, so I needed something. I went to my favorite bookstores downtown because I've really been trying to challenge myself not to just go to the kind of like the big stores, go to more like independent local bookstores. Also, one of them is a used bookstore and they always have the best prices on books, which is great if you like to read paperbacks because it can get expensive, I think. When it comes to used bookstores, I feel like you shouldn't go in with too much of a plan, because if you get too focused on a specific author, then I think sometimes you don't remain as open-minded. I did end up getting just classics. I got a Virginia Woolf book, The Voyage Out. I've read it before, but I've never owned a copy. Is it The Voyage Out or Voyage Out? But I've never owned a copy before, so that was really cool. And I also picked up a Mary Wollstonecraft book. Mary Wollstonecraft is like a feminist philosopher. She's like one of the most famous women philosophers of all time. Also, coincidentally, the mother of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein. So kind of a weird bit of trivia there. The second store that I went to was Audrey's Books. It's also on Jasper Avenue, just a little bit further down the street from the used bookstore, and it's got more like contemporary novels. There's lots of books that you've probably never seen before, I've never seen before, from authors I've never heard of, sometimes local authors, which is really cool. There's always something new. I think contemporary novels are kind of where I've been lacking the most in my reading habits, because I tend towards classics. It feels like they already kind of have like a stamp of approval. I sometimes will read contemporary novels and just absolutely despise them, so it's more of a gamble. But I picked up this book. I think it was called Calamities. Yeah, Calamities. And I picked it up because I liked the look of the cover with the Sharpie writing on it. How cool is that? But then when I started reading about the author, I was absolutely hooked. She seems super cool, and this was an essay, and I really love essays. If you've read Virginia Woolf's Street Haunting, it's very similar to that. Virginia Woolf's Street Haunting kind of inspired this video because I was thinking about like some of her musings. Like she's talking about haunting the streets of London, so just walking around and musing, and she says, "But here, none too soon, are the second-hand bookshops. Here we find anchorage in these thwarting currents of being. Here we balance ourselves after the splendors and miseries of the streets." And I read that and I was like, I think I need to go downtown and go book shopping. The book's made up of like a collection of vignettes and just like ramblings. It's just like little short form essays. And they were so beautiful. I could not stop like dog-earing the pages. I have a friend, Aisha. She watches my vlog sometimes. Aisha, if you're watching this, you really should read this book. Come borrow my copy. I feel like you'd really like it. Very relatable, I hate the word raw. I don't like that. Maybe like vulnerable is the right word. I really love the writing style. It makes me want to write something like that. I don't know if I'm like that insightful, but I really liked it. It was very good. There was something about just sitting in the sunshine and listening to music and drinking coffee. The music that they were playing on this patio was phenomenal. They played the Cranberries. That's the key to my heart. Okay, Dreams. I love that song. I'll never get sick of it. It was so nice to just sit in the sun and read and just do nothing else. I wish I had a thesis for this video. If I had a thesis for this video, it'd be something like, you know, if I had gone to a bigger store in Canada, we have Indigo. I think Barnes and Nobles is another kind of similar store. If I'd gone to a store like that, I never would have had this afternoon. People in my city are always so chatty downtown. No matter what you're doing, someone's gonna sit and have a conversation with you, and that's really nice. But yeah, definitely no thesis to this video. Just kind of me narrating some of the stuff that I did, because just clips would be boring, but I also wanted to savor this little bit of memory from the other day. these are the 3 books that I ended up getting. I think this is not the most exciting book haul of all time because these books are so specifically tailored to my tastes. I don't know if I can genuinely recommend them, but let's see. Okay, so the first one is The Voyage Out. It's by Virginia Woolf. You guys know I really love Virginia Woolf. I've read everything now, I think, but this is my first time reading this, like, slowly and with a paper copy, so I was very excited. And this book is about a sea voyage. I would say it's one of her easier books to read, because there's a lot more, like, dialogue in it than something that's like, say, Mrs. Dalloway. And then I found this, which is insane. I was actually freaking out kind of when I found this because I've never seen this in my life. Maybe this is a really common book, but I've never seen this. It's Mary Shelley and Mary Wollstonecraft's work together. So Mary Wollstonecraft is like a feminist. I don't know if you could call her a feminist. She's like an early woman philosopher. I'm pretty sure that Mary Wollstonecraft died in childbirth with Mary Shelley. So I think that's the story, which is very sad. But this book has 3 works. It has 2 by Mary Wollstonecraft, and then you have Mary Shelley's work, Matilda, which I think Matilda references Mary and Maria, her mom's work. Mother and daughter book. Yeah, I'm very excited. I think it's going to be emotional. Yeah. And then just this Calamities book, which I thought was really great. One of the things I really loved about this book is that the print is small. So there's loads of room on every page. I feel like you could really write in the margins of this book your own musings, you know? Just something to think about. I don't know. I feel like I would encourage anyone who's watching this to, like, go outside and just enjoy the sunshine. You don't even have to go book shopping. You could just enjoy the sunshine. Pick up some random essay, because actually this was quite good. And I'm excited to pass it around my friends. I feel like they would really like it. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. So I'm dressed so slobby. Usually I dress a little nicer than this, right? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.